Let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt like your past was a shadow that was trying to choke out every single dream that you have? I mean, just constantly on you, clinging to you, biting and infiltrating every single one of the new moments that you have, preventing you to even live or breathe, even see the next moment as being exciting, constantly nagging back, pulling you back as if it's quicksand. Every single second that you have, you're pulled back even more into the past to where you're not even able to enjoy the life that you're seeing in front of you, almost as if the life that you are even meant to live is being put back into a box because of the past, constantly bringing you back to this kind of comfort zone that feels so comfortable, yet at the same time, it's dragging you back to the past. I want to really share something with you guys. I remember that, to give you a little bit of a background for myself, kind of coming up, I moved around a lot. And when you move around, you're not really able to make solid friends, if you will. So you're constantly meeting new people. You're constantly dealing with misunderstandings. You're constantly dealing with having to be the new person. So me myself, yeah, I've had to deal with a lot of not the best kind of search situations, really, with new people and new friends and new faces, really going into new classrooms and everything, and people treating you like you're the new guy, not understanding how everybody else is, who's friends with that person, who isn't friends, why you shouldn't be, a lot of different things coming up. So honestly, myself, there's been a lot of personal attacks that I've had to deal with. I mean, I remember honestly just coming up in different cities, a lot of people have different attitudes. But once I realized this, there was a point in my life to where I just had to stop freaking running. Okay? You have to stop running. You have to get to a point where you actually have to shift. I had to think to myself, all right, wait a second. If I'm actually going to continue, because really I want to give you more of this background. I mean, honestly, me moving around a lot, guys, you have to understand that who you would call your best friend might not be your best friend next year. Or who it is that you really find as your friend or something even this week might not be next week. So you start to have, even one thing might be trust issues, but at the same time, when people are getting, when you're actually getting laughed at or something because you're not from that place, or if you're feeling defeated because you're not able to actually get a new friend during a time period when everybody's already locked in. I want you guys to really understand that's a little bit of a background story for me, because again, this might not be something that you've had to deal with, but it's something that people have had to deal with. So again, for me, myself personally, and speaking to you too, I had to get to that point to where I had to shift. All right, to where I'm not going to just constantly think about this constant fear of something that you're not adequate, you're not enough, you're not what's fitting in to where you're supposed to be in this new place and new period. That the now is not able to really be able to be enjoyed because you still are putting yourself back in that box. I mean, I had to pray. I had to stop and think to myself where I can truly go, how I can be. And I had to really go to the Lord. I had to go to God about it. I've had to pray. All right. You get to the point where you might have to shed a few tears or something like that. But really, from there, when you pray, and I had to get into my Bible, I had to really make a shift for myself that I'm not going to allow my past to stop me in my future. You understand what I'm saying? I got to reading the Bible. I got to listening to certain believers and leaders and thought leaders and everything to improve the person of who I am. Because again, if you think about it, you have to make a shift, or you're going to continue to see the same thing happen over and over and over. All right, I'm telling you guys, I had to get to that point. And for anybody who is watching this thing, if you even find yourself already at rock bottom, it is the important part of what I'm telling you is the shift is so important and so key to find. That is what needs to be done. Because if you're already finding yourself in shambles, you're already finding yourself just dealing with all of this horrible feelings. Why is it that people can go on to their new places and make new friends and have their bigger network? Why is it that they can continue to get into all of these different relationships, go to these different events, getting into living and all of those different things, but you're not able to? Or again, speaking for myself, not able to. So again, a shift had to occur. And I thank God, because truly, truly, again, it's through prayer, consistency that I was really able to get to a point within myself of knowing that I really, really needed, of course, to make within myself that shift. So again, I tell you guys, it was a good friend of mine in Michigan. In all of that searching, I found this devotional that, again, I mean, when I opened that thing up, truly opened that thing up, it spoke right into my heart. And I'm telling you guys, you have to recognize when you need the shift. Okay, where you can't just look on Instagram. You can't just look everywhere, left and right, and think that's where I need to be. That's where I need to be. You need to first find yourself to get to the shift first and find out what that is for you. Find out where that needs to go. Find out what that is and what that means for you in your path, because we all have different destinations and we all have different destinies that we need to achieve. And it all happens within a moment. So that's what I'm telling you for me, myself speaking with you guys, is that it was a shift that needed to take place for myself. And really, once you get past the shift, it's the important part, y'all, is the rebuilding part. And what that was for me was when I first made my crypto channel, when I first started making content. Really, I got to the point where it's just like, you know what, if you're already having all these ideas, if you're already having all these things, no longer am I going to allow fear to incapacitate all the new things that I can have, incapacitate the favor that can be upon my life. These are all the things that I was reading, all the things that I was seeing in the shift period. So what I'm telling you now, in the rebuild of how I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead. I was working at this job. You know how we all run into the Amazonian plantation, if you will. I like to call it that. But working that and, saying it to myself, you know what, I'm going to bet on myself. No longer is it fearing a certain situation, fearing new situations, not understanding how it's going to go, allowing the past to drain out any future dreams that I have. Because you guys understand, we only do this thing once, this living life, this thing on earth here, just once. So really realizing that. And from there, moving on, I made that fearless leap by, getting out of Amazon, making my own YouTube channel, getting into crypto. And that was my first thing, sharing that with you, let you guys know personally, was crypto, and still is. Subscribe to us over at Lift Capital, LIFTT Capital. But with that being said, it's rebuilding. It's taking that fearless leap. It's making sure that you understand and know that whatever it is that's in the past that's trying to hold you back, it doesn't matter how heavy it is. It doesn't matter how petty it looks like to other people. You have to get to the point to where you shift and then get to that point of rebuilding. And that rebuilding is a fearless leap. Okay, it's a step forward. But you're not going to be able to do that when you're stuck in the sandy past, when you're allowing fear to just continue to just hold on to you like a shadow. And one thing I want you guys to keep on with this, okay, is that the shadow of a dog never bit anyone. Understand that shadows, all right, though they are connected to organic things, let us understand that they themselves can do no damage to us except for what you visibly see. Okay, so keep that in mind. That it's really all about us moving and rebuilding. And really, again, you kind of have to get to a point to where you know how to fail. You know how to fail. You know how you can get into something, and if it doesn't work out, you quit and you move on. That's where you really want to get to. Being able to have something happen, take that risk. If it doesn't work out for you, you quit, and you know what? You move on, because life goes on. You don't allow the past just to continue to be something that's choking every single dream that you can have. So one thing I want you to do right now, you reaching this part, I truly appreciate you reaching this part. What I want you to do right now, this is a very actionable step that you can take. What I want you to do right now throughout this whole video, okay, because this is how life works. As you have a new initiative, a new initiation, distraction comes. So what I want you to do right now throughout this whole video, how your natural mind and the enemy to your programming has been coming up with doubts. What I want you to do right now is find a piece of paper, find a pen, okay, pause the video, do what you got to do. And I want you to write. And I know you might be watching this on the phone. Try to find a piece of paper, because with your hand, it becomes a little bit more real. You can go ahead and open the notes app on your phone, whatever it is. But I want you to write down at least 3 to 5 doubts. 3 to 5 doubts that you have about yourself, your future, anything like that. write them all down. And personally, this is why I want you to do this with some paper, because what I want you to do is write each and every one of those doubts down with as much detail, whatever it is that it is. And then I want you to literally take that list and burn it. I want you to find somewhere safe, outside, whatever it is that you can do. And I want you to burn that list. All right? I want you to burn that list. That is going to release you. It's symbolic. It's really important to do. Am I sitting here saying it's going to just fix you in one day? No, but it is very symbolic to do because it's going to help you in your manifestation. I wanted to share this with you. If you're really tired of the shadows, if you're really tired of all of the past and everything like that, I have the light for you. The Magnum Mindset is the light, okay? The link is in the description. It is a full-on accelerator to keep you on track. It is on Gumroad right there for you. Link will be in the description. And I want you to tune back into this thing. Hit the like button, share this thing out with anybody who truly needs juice to continue on this path, because you guys understand and know that this thing is not for the weak-hearted. You understand? Those are the ones that are actually being taken advantage of, okay? So with that being said, folks, we do not allow our past, okay, to choke out every single one of the dreams that we have. We're going to continue to look forward and continue to keep that Magnum mindset. All right, continue. This is Resolute Daily. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.